What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Average Joe Sports Podcast. As always, your host, Don, here in Los Angeles, California. I got my boy with me, Albert, in Sacramento. What's up, kid? How you doing?
What's up, brother? I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Love to talk some fantasy with you. How you been?
Good, man. Living a dream. Got some beautiful weather out here. It's been kind of hot, but beautiful weather nonetheless. Not cold. You know how I feel about the cold.
I feel you. I
So,
just looking at your background right now. It's a brilliant question. Keep one, trade one, cut one, and your picture in the back.
uh, well, I think I'm going to keep. I'm gonna keep Mike. I'm gonna keep Mike. I'm gonna. This is gonna be bad. I'm gonna cut
So,
Kobe. I'm gonna
oh,
cut Kobe and trade LeBron. I said that out loud. I
uh,
can't believe I
all
said.
right.
I can't
That's
believe
a
I said.
question. That's a question and a half.
Yeah,
So whoever's watching this, thank you for watching and comment. Who would you rather keep? Who would you rather trade? Who would you rather cut between Kobe, MJ, and LeBron right there in the background?
for sure. That's tough,
That's
man. I
a
mean,
doozy
like
of a question.
we. So
I want
to put things in perspective, this episode we've been doing a lot of episodes, not a lot, but a few episodes on fantasy football dynasty league, right? And this week we want to focus on redraft, kind of our bread and butter of the past outside of this year, and kind of go over who we would pick. We're going to pick random positions, which today I'll be owning the second position in the draft in a 12-man league. And my boy Albert, I believe, has the eighth pick,
ninth,
ninth pick. Okay,
ninth.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little mock draft to give you guys what we would do in this particular position, and then we'll speak on some of the plays and who we're picking while we're doing that and whatnot. We may even pause the draft to kind of reflect on what's happened so far. So that's
Yeah.
what we'll do. Without further ado, let's get started.
Yeah, baby. So this is 1.1 of the mock draft, really early in the season before training camp. So we'll definitely grow and adjust as time goes on and see what depth charts figure out. But man, never too early to start
Absolutely,
some mock drafts, man. Never too early to start some mock drafts.
absolutely, man. Mini camps here. Training camp is right around the corner. Then we have preseason coming up pretty soon. So let's fire
Six
this baby
weeks,
up.
I
So
think.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's literally right around the corner. So let's fire this
Crazy.
baby up. Like I said, episode 23, redraft mock. I'm taking the second pick, and then my boy Albert will have the ninth pick. So,
Let's go.
all
JT,
right.
pretty normal first pick.
Pretty normal pick there. We got Jonathan Taylor going off the board. Obviously, we know what he did last year. He just a beast, right? Just a colossal
Yeah.
of a man. Can do it all. Can run the ball. He's got a great O line. Obviously, we got Matt Ryan coming there. It should be a better quarterback. Even though he's older, should be a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. Yeah, Michael Pittman is there to elevate, the outside, keep them honest. Paris Campbell, he should be healthy. They still have the big boy tight ends. Yeah, I mean that's your prototypical number one pick right now,
Yeah.
understandably.
I
But
was
before
telling
we,
you before we started that I don't CMC. I know he's here all the time, but I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to picking him over JT. But were you thinking about this pick?
yeah, I kind of I'm probably not as exclusive to C-Mac as you are, but I can definitely understand someone going C-Mac overall with the floor in terms of his reception, the receiving work that he's going to get. He has a high floor. As long as he stays healthy, that's the only issue we have with C-Mac. Can he stay healthy, right? And
Yeah.
seeing a lot of the sports doctors, if you will, they've illustrated his injuries as kind of more or less, freak injuries in which we shouldn't worry too much, but he is still an aging back. He still has a lot of injuries, right? So, but nonetheless, I'm on the clock. Number two, got to go with C-Mac. He's obviously in the conversation
Yeah.
number one. Going
Yeah.
with C-Mac there.
He's injured a lot this past few years, but it's not like he's had like torn Achilles. Like he hasn't like blown out his ACLs and stuff. They're all like muscle strains, which you could come back pretty. If rehabbed right, it won't blow your career out the water. So I like that pick.
Absolutely.
C-Mac, but got to swing in the
So,
first round with
then we
running
had
back especially.
So after that, we got Jonathan Taylor number one, C-Mac, Dalvin Cook at three, Derrick Henry. We know my reservations for Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, kind of a C-Mac light, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Najee Harris, and then of course you're on the clock here at the 109 position. Definitely different thinking, right? We've done a lot of dynasty drafts. Going back to redraft, obviously you want to lock down your running backs, right? What is your thinking? What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking I like the depth in running back this year. I'm more likely than not, depending where I pick, going to receiver in the first round. And somehow, some way, Chase fell all to me to the ninth spot, so I'll probably go Chase. Normally, Jefferson, Cup, Chase will go in the top 8. I've seen it a lot. I wouldn't be opposed to Diggs here. Diggs would be another spot I would go. Or even if those 4 receivers are gone, man, I might go, you know me, Mr. Tight End. I might go Kelsey. Kelsey's going to get
Yeah,
big numbers this year. But this is an easy choice for me. Chase, and no one's really a close second right now.
yeah,
Let's put it on the board.
for sure. Jamar Chase, extreme volume. I know, obviously, he's got competition in T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, but you know what? They're going to throw it a ton. Obviously, they have Joe Mixon, but they're going to throw it a ton, and just I see him continue to thrive. I like the pick of Jamar Chase there, and then his teammate Joe Mixon went 110, and then we have Travis Kelce, and then we have Devontae Adams going 112. So, and then we have Swift at 2-1, Nick Chubb, and then first quarterback Josh Allen 203.
Josh Allen, I've seen going like he's definitely the first quarterback off the board this year. Second round, I've never seen that. Third, fourth, fifth. Seems like the range,
Yeah.
maybe depending on how your league goes. Sometimes a lot of people punt on quarterbacks more towards the middle of the rounds.
And I'm
So
going to
that's a
pause it
surprise.
really. I'm going to do our first pause there because obviously there's this prize there with Josh Allen. By all means, Josh Allen is definitely the number one quarterback from a fantasy perspective in the league. But I think you and I are kind of on the same wavelength in terms of wait a little bit in your quarterback. Unless Josh Allen or these elite quarterbacks are falling further than they should. Like you said, Josh Allen maybe third or fourth round. If he's there in the fourth round, fifth round, something like that, then maybe it makes sense. But typically you and I kind of wait for quarterbacks, right? Would you agree to
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Years past, I usually wait. Don't really try to jump the gun on the quarterback, like you said, unless they're falling. But I don't know. This year, I might be tending towards picking one of the elite guys a little earlier. Kind of the same way I've adjusted my tight end position. I kind of like to get the elite guys a little earlier.
Right.
So
Yeah, there's tremendous value if you can. It's like kind of like the catcher position in fantasy baseball, right? Like you jump early and you get that
exactly.
elite guy and you have that huge separation and talent and production over the other people, or you wait a long time.
That's a good way to put it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and resume it. We still talk through
Cool.
your pick.
Running backs, nothing jumps off the board with me. I'm still not looking at that right now. And there's a guy I was talking about earlier that's fucking right in front of my face. Diggs, I wouldn't mind him picking top 10. Joe Mixon
Yeah.
and Chubb and Allen kind of made him fall. So this is a pretty easy choice to me. I got 2 absolute stud receivers. Either of them could be a wide receiver 1. Jamar Chase had the best rookie year ever. Stephon Diggs, a wide receiver 1 in Buffalo. Josh Allen, generation quarterback. Right. They're going to throw the rock around a lot, and let's put them on the board, baby. Chase and Diggs, are you kidding me? Let's go.
That's a good start.
Andrews would have been another option for me there.
I thought. I mean, I don't think anybody would have been surprised if you went with Andrews, right? You are Mr. Tight End. They would have to get some merchandise here.
Usually on that churn, I know. Let's start. I'm gonna start there. Usually on that churn, you'd like to get like Najee Harris, Mark Andrews, or something like that, because usually the 4 receivers off the board. But I cannot be mad with Chase and Diggs. Now you're on the clock, baby.
Right.
So we got Mark Andrews going right after me, Alvin Kamara, Tyreek Hill, Javonte, Debo, and then A.J. Brown. No really big picks that scream. Maybe Alvin Kamara a little earlier than normal, but that's a good pick right there. What are you thinking here?
I am torn here between CeeDee Lamb here and Aaron Jones. I'm staying away from Saquon. I'm not buying I think maybe he stays healthier than he has in the past, right? It can possibly continue to get hurt every single year, but I'm just not buying that offense, even with the new coach. I think the pick for me here is either CeeDee Lamb or Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones is going to get a ton of receiving work this year.
Yeah.
Oh man, when I see Leonard Fournette there, and let me click here to receivers, see what I got.
Feel free to pause it if you want to, too. 30 seconds.
Yeah. I'm going to go, my approach is always a little different, probably more so in redraft than yours. I like to get my running backs, and I'm very high on Aaron Jones. I know I see CeeDee Lamb there. I'm going to go Aaron Jones here. And look, there we go. That worked out perfectly for me. Aaron Jones at 211. Then we have Mike Evans 212, Saquon. And then back around to me, obviously just stated that CeeDee Lamb was debatable, the pick there. I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb here.
Yeah, easy choice.
So we got C-Mac, Aaron Jones, CeeDee Lamb so far. Got my two kind of bell cow, running back one type players there, and then CeeDee Lamb. Then we got Leonard Fournette going after that, 3-3. Antonio Gibson, Kyle Pitts, Justin Herbert, another quarterback number 2, Ezekiel Elliott at 3-7, Cam Akers. And let me pause it again here to kind of reflect. So Leonard Fournette, obviously, we know that he's, in Dynasty, we feel completely different about him. But from a redraft perspective, with Tom Brady coming back, with Chris Godwin not being there, obviously we're going to have Russell Gage, Mike Evans. Tom Brady likes to throw the ball a ton to Leonard Fournette. I know they got Rashad White, but I think Leonard Fournette's going to get a lot of volume. He's going to get a lot of play. So, like there, Antonio Gibson, I don't know, Kyle Pitts. I don't know. How do you feel about Kyle Pitts from a redraft perspective?
Third round, it's definitely got to be mid-third round. This is where he was picked here. I like him, man. Call me crazy. He does have probably a downgrade and quarterback going from Matt Ryan to whoever the hell's going to be there. I think it's Mariota right now. But like I've previously stated, rookie tight ends take a little bit to adjust. He's a freak of nature. He's damn near a wide receiver that plays tight end. And he doesn't. Drake London might take a little while to get going, and he and Calvin Ridley out for the year. They don't have a running back that demands a lot of workload, so it looks good for him. I like the pick. He's definitely it's definitely Kelsey, Andrews, Pitts in that order for me this year.
Right.
Yeah, he probably was a little overdrafted last year, a little too much hype for just redraft in particular. He was probably going 5th or 6th round, maybe as 4th last year. But now I can justify spending a top 4 pick or top 4 round pick on him, top 5 round pick on him. So I don't mind it.
Yeah, for sure. And then
I'm having trouble with what I want to do right now, actually, to be honest.
We're gonna put you back on the clock. I think you still have some time. You have a minute and 40 seconds. Zeke Elliott is kind of a tough one to crack because you hear, obviously he's had all the issues in terms of injuries, but he's one of those players that he gets banged up all the time, but he just plays through it every time. And it's hard to kind of assess what is it. Is there opportunity for him to do better if he wasn't, there's rumors that he had, the PCL injury, he played through it, and maybe that was the reason why he wasn't as explosive. There's rumors that they're going to be using him all over the field, just like Tony Pollard in different sets. So he's a tough one to crack. Cam Akers right after. He came back really early off of his torn Achilles issue, and he wasn't as explosive. The yards per carries weren't there. I think it was like 2 something. But yeah, you're up. 48 seconds.
A lot of options. I hate to go receiver. Not hate, but running back. I'm choosing between James Conner and Higgins. Higgins, I'm going to go with Higgins, man. Let's see if James Conner comes back around to me. Keenan Allen would have been a good option there, too. Terry McLaurin goes next. Terry McLaurin, Patrick Mahomes. Dobbins goes. Breece Hall. Darren Waller, 4th tight end off the board. And then it's back to me. with the start of the fourth round. So it looks like I did
It
have
worked
my
out.
guy James Conner come back to me, which I like. James Conner's off the third a lot. Receiver, there's a lot of great value on the board still. D Johnson, Metcalf, who I like him as a prospect, but his situation sucks. DJ Moore, same situation. Jay Waddle,
Right.
Judy, he's a big hot name right now. But I got to get my running back eventually, and this guy has a great offense to work in. And like I've told you before, you really want to hammer home the running backs that have great offenses. They are league breakers potentially. James Conner last year, Leonard Fournette, just great
Right.
offenses. You don't know who, like last year, you didn't know who the running back was going to be, but you just want to invest in those running backs because they're going to pop. They're going to figure its way out. The cream is going to rise to the top, and you just want to just get those guys that are leading elite offenses because
Right.
those are the league winners, baby.
For sure.
So
For
we got
sure.
David Montgomery right after me, George Kittle, tight end 5, Jalen Waddle, got our third quarterback, Lamar Jackson, going on the early fourth, DK Metcalf, Deontay Johnson. How do you feel about Deontay Johnson this year? You think he's going to do any better than what he did with Ben Roethlisberger?
It's tough, right? Obviously, from a PPR perspective, DJ ate tremendously, right? He had an old man at the quarterback that couldn't throw down the field. Point blank period. Ben was not looking to throw down the field. And DJ he was able to get released from his man almost every single time. He's someone that is going to get free, going to release, he's going to get open quickly, like in a hurry, and he was always open from the short and then intermediate routes. So I don't know. I mean, there's people that think that obviously, either it's Pickett, whether it's going to be another quarterback, he's going to have more opportunities down the field. I don't know. I don't know off the bat. I think my value is pretty much equivalent to what he was last year. Doesn't hurt or help him. Yeah, I mean that's where I am right now.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm like stuck in between on him. I love him as a player, but kind of like a lot of these guys, the situation's just a little Going to a contract year though, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
For sure.
So you got 30 seconds left.
Yes. This is where I'm. Oh man, what do I do here? You know what? I'm gonna take a sexy pick here.
Sexy with it.
I'm gonna take a hype player. I'm gonna go ETN and get a third running back here and buy the hype.
Okay, we got a little opposite teams going on. We went 3 running backs. I went 3 receivers. I like it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of typical to how we draft our teams a little bit. And we kind of both, you come back around for running back, I come back around for receiver, and then just with that being said, I just seen the running backs going, fading away very quickly here, and then looking at the receivers, still a lot of talent here. For example, DJ Moore is my guy here. Gladly will take him in the 5th round. This is a no-brainer for me. Obviously, we talked about having running backs with great offenses. DJ Moore has been in a terrible situation, but he has quarterback immunity. He seems to continue to thrive, regardless, kind of a DJ guy, regardless of the situation. If he can get any level of competent play, we don't know who's going to be the quarterback there, whether it's going to be Baker Mayfield, Matt Corral, whatever the case may be. But DJ Moore, he's shown that he can do it even with subpar quarterback play. DJ Moore's my guy.
All right. Good pick. Would you rather have Jerry Jeudy and Mitchell or ETN and DJ Moore? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
For sure.
After ETN and Jacobs, there's definitely a teardrop on the running back position. I feel because your next best guy is CEH, Damian Harris, Miles Sanders.
For sure.
So good pick.
So we went after Moore, went Mari Cooper, Elijah Mitchell, Michael Pittman, Chris Godwin, Courtland Sutton, and Joe Burrow. And I'll pause it for a second. Joe Shiesty. Joe Shiesty's going off the board. As the 5th quarterback?
5th quarterback,
Yep, 5th quarterback. Patrick Mahomes Patrick Mahomes. So Chris Godwin, interesting pick. Obviously, these are bots here. I don't think Chris Godwin's going that early, provided that we had all the users filled in here. There's rumors that he's not having any setbacks in terms of his injuries, but it's very likely that he's going to miss a handful of games. So, but I do like him to pick things up when he comes back. Michael Pittman, you know that I like him. Cortland Sutton. So where you're at here, you've got Jamar Chase, you got Stephon Diggs, Higgins. So obviously very receiver heavy. You've got three very talented receivers that could all be, you know, wide receiver ones, if you will. And then James Conner, a running back who could certainly definitely be a running back one. We're going to put you back on the clock and talk to me about where you might be going, where you thinking at this particular point in the draft.
Oh man, I might debate between quarterback, tight end. I don't really see much that I like right now for value wise. Hawkinson. I don't know if he'll have the year that a lot of people project him to have. He has a little bit more targets going into this year. With
Right.
Shark and Swift continuing his pace and the rookies. I'm gonna go with another receiver here and hope someone falls.
Go receiver, man.
Yeah, so hope someone else falls down to me with the turnaround. So I'm gonna go Hollywood Brown, wide receiver one, and a really good offense. Hard to take the value that. I mean, it's not the best. It's about right. Let's go Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown. So four receivers and the running back.
I was leaning towards Mike Williams too. It's the same type of deal. You could debate that Mike Williams might have a better year than Keenan Allen. A little older. Mike Williams had like probably the number 2 receiver position locked down 6 weeks into the season last year. He was putting out 24, 25, 26 week after week. He was the hottest name in the wide receiver block before Cooper Kupp emerged from the league, and so Michael
from the shadows
of the depths of NFL. But yeah, he was a great pick last year, like in the 8th, 9th round. But now he's going 4th, 5th. I like that value. I almost picked him. But now I'm back on the clock. I got someone who I did want to fall to me. I'm going to build a nice little stack here. Cardinal stack. I got James Conner. I got Hollywood Brown. I got myself Kyler Murray. So every time the Cardinals score, I'm scoring. You know what I mean? I love some stacks.
There you go.
You never want to reach for a stack. I feel like because it's all about just value. And I didn't reach for any of these players, so I'm getting the most out of it that I can with this Cardinal stack. And I'm not even a big Cardinal fan. Like, you know me, I talk a lot of shit on Murray and their coach, but it's hard to pass that up right there, baby.
Yeah, so like you said, you basically cornered the whole Cardinals market. You got Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Higgins, and then you got the Cardinals quarterback, running back, and receiver. I don't think I've ever seen it done. But
yeah, that's how you do it, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you actually do. I don't know. I don't think you actually do this in a real draft, but for the sake of the mock draft, let it ride. It's not bad value. It's just, for me personally, I think it's you're taking on a little bit too much risk.
If the Cardinals are top 5 offense, I'm in the playoffs without a doubt. If they're not good, then it's whatever. Well, it's all based off the Cardinals right now. I am a Cardinal.
Yeah,
we are.
I am a Cardinal.
I am the Cardinal.
You're born and raised in Arizona.
But seriously, if they're good, I'm good. If they're bad, then whatever. But I mean, it's not like I'm stuck to not Hollywood Brown. He might not even start with me. I got fucking Chase, Diggs, Higgins, 2 receivers and a flex right there. So take that.
Nice. So take that. Looking at the positions, tight end, I could give a shit about. Receivers, Monte Brown, who I'm not a huge fan of. You aren't either. Adam Thielen, Drake London, Mooney. Okay, the running backs, I've already locked and loaded. I think the pick is clear here. I got to go Jalen. I don't like him long-term prospects. I don't think he's going to be the long-term answer for the Eagles, but I will take him at the end of the 6th round with his upside of being a top 3 quarterback. So
yeah, I think he's a top 5 quarterback. I definitely would have picked him over Joe Burrow, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
For
without a
sure.
doubt, but in a 4-point touchdown league, I would take Jalen Hurts. In a 6-point passing touchdown league, you could argue Joe Burrow, but Jalen Hurts,
For
man,
sure.
he's definitely great upside this year. Ooh,
So
Kenny
we
Walker
got
goes off also.
Kenneth Walker after, then Dallas Goddard. Um, Makes things interesting. So I'm gonna go here. Running backs. There's one guy that I might flirt with. Receivers. I'm still not in love with the receivers here, but you know what? I'm going to go. Da, 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 da. I'm torn. I don't like him. I'm gonna go Mooney. That's fine. I will take Mooney as my third receiver. PPR. Uh, he's gonna be my guy. I'm just not a fan of Amon St. Brown, even though he is a USC alumni.
I do like St. Brown in that range, the 7 through 8 to 10 range. Yeah, it's gonna be around a little early, but
For sure.
he's wide receiver one with that offense, especially with Jameson Williams out for a little bit, couple weeks maybe. We'll see. He tore his ACL pretty early in the season last year. Not early,
Yeah.
but earlier than a lot of NFL
Pause
guys did last year.
I mean, pause it. Yeah, my thinking is, he's obviously wide receiver one, meaning Amon St. Brown. But my thinking is, he got a ton of volume with a lot of guys out. Meaning, Swift was out, Hawkinson was out. These are guys that are definitely getting a lot of play. You hearing the rumors, that Swift has beefed up. And Swift is going to get even more work in the passing game. Obviously, he's not at a size where he should get a ton of volume in terms of rushing in between the tackles, but get him the ball in space, get him some receiving work. He's going to be a monster. He's going to take away volume from Amon St. Brown, and then obviously Hawkinson. He was a target monster too once upon a time. He's going to take some volume there, and then eventually Jameson Williams. There's no help coming for the Bears. Darnell Mooney is the guy. He's the one that's going to get a ton. Obviously, you have the rising, Cole Kmet. But yeah, Darnell Mooney's going to get a lot of play, a lot of targets.
Yeah, I like it. Fields, he should be a little bit better this year, right?
Hopefully, man. I know you were a big, you're a big believer in Justin Fields when he came out of Ohio State. It just, the support just never manifested.
Yeah,
Coaching
man, it's all
staff,
about
players around him.
It's all about your surroundings and the system you're put into. I mean, not all about it. It goes like Tom Brady wanted the perfect situation with the Patriots. They just worked with each other hand in hand. And Mahomes going into Andy Reid like perfect. You hardly see a good quarterback just raise up a terrible coach or a terrible offense. So I hope that figures itself out. Now it's my turn with a minute left.
Yes. After Mooney was Thielen, Amon St. Brown, Cordell Patterson, Drake London, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Russell Wilson. So the quarterbacks are starting to definitely come off the board.
I really shouldn't go receiver, even though some guys are like.
You love a good receiver this time of year.
I have helped myself.
You can't help yourself.
Oh my god.
That's how I feel about running backs, man. In redraft, win now.
I mean, a lot of leagues where I've just
lock me in the running back room.
I'm gonna go with Kareem Hunt. He had his first couple of years, he had damn near 18, 19 yards or points per game. Last year, he had 14 points per game, and that's pretty good, man. For a running back too, he's one injury away from running back one. And he's damn near like a receiver the way they play him, kind of. In PPR too, hopefully this is PPR because I got a lot of receivers. Kareem Hunt, I don't love the pick, but I love the upside he has.
For sure.
And now it's back to my turn again.
So Gabriel Davis after that, Tyler Lockett, Devontae Smith, Elijah Moore, Dak Prescott, and Garrett Wilson. So two Jets receivers right there. Who do you think is going to have the better year, Elijah Moore or Garrett Wilson?
Elijah Moore. Not Elijah
for
Moore. I
sure.
think it's just that chemistry he's kind of built in with Zach Wilson. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, with Garrett Wilson, that's a tough question. I
Yeah,
just my, it's hard to deny the chemistry that someone has built for a little bit longer. Um,
for sure. I'm very bullish on Elijah Moore. That's why I went out and got him and got rid of that was part of the Debo Samuel trade in Baldy's league. Elijah Moore was definitely a big component of why I was wanting to make that move. I think Elijah Moore in a second, and like Kalen Tolbert or something. Um, but yeah, Elijah Moore before he got hurt, he was trending. I mean, he was putting
yeah,
up wide receiver top 3 for the weeks.
and they'll move him
So yeah,
around too. Um, he I think he got some playing time. Correct me if I'm wrong. With Metcalf and AJ Brown on that Ole Miss team, they were loaded, and if he
oh
can
yeah,
get some
that was
playing
like
time,
lightweight, like wide receiver U for a little bit.
yeah,
I want to say
yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
somebody else.
I love
Metcalf,
Bateman
Elijah
here.
Moore.
Love Bateman here. Pollard. I'm tempted to go Pollard, but I I'll have to go Knox. Um, not all in on Knox this year. Did that go through? Okay. It's a little laggy on your end. I want Dawson Knox. Um, like I said with the Connor pick, you got to kind of buy in on top receiver or top offenses. Between him and Diggs, Josh Allen's got to throw to someone and score touchdowns some way. He's a big target. He'll get his numbers, but a little touchdown dependent. But I see a tear break after this. And Dawson Knox, that's it. I don't know why it's saying time's up for so long, but you're on the
Yeah,
clock
let me
after
pause it,
121.
and then where's the draft? Yeah, it's saying that you're still on the draft.
It
That's
says you're
weird.
on the clock with me. Refresh it on your on the like your web browser. That should work.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, you're up
We
now.
are at mercy to technology. So,
You still got 55 seconds left.
all right.
Bam, there you are. All right,
Cool.
so after me, it was Knox. Rashad Bateman was a good pick right there. Great value. Tom Brady, Zach Ertz. I could have went all in on the Cardinals. That's a little too much. Zach Ertz. Hunter Renfro. Tony Pollard was another running back I was considering. I probably should have took Tony Pollard. And then Aaron Rodgers, the next quarterback off, right before your pick. And you got 23 seconds to pick your player after that technical difficulty of the interwebs.
Yeah.
10-second warning.
I'm gonna go Fryermuth, and I know that you don't like him, but
I
I think
do, but yeah, I like where he's being drafted right here. You know,
yeah, I think he's
sometimes
getting
you,
drafted pretty high from a dynasty perspective. We've
yeah,
talked about the touchdown regression that we both expect to see. Um, yeah, it's between him and Ayuk here. I'm gonna go Ayuk because right here with your boy Trey Lance at the
my
helm.
boy, the boy wonder.
Give me Ayuk.
Deshaun Watson goes off the board, which definitely shouldn't happen. A lot of running quarterbacks go off the board here. Ayuk, which I think will have a great year. Watson, not great. He'll have a good year, solid year. Usually up and down with the numbers, but I think he'll be a little more consistent. Robert Woods, Derek Carr, he should have the passing numbers out the roof. Devin Singletary, I am pissed that went right there. Hoping he would go to me because I need a running back. Kirk Cousins, Team 7 doubles up on quarterbacks. They think it's super
Yeah.
flex, but it is not super flex. Team 8 also doubled up on the quarterbacks in Team 1. Is this super flex?
Yeah, they all. No, this is not super flex. This is just typical PPR.
Okay.
I think I think the algorithm just at this point just starts to take the highest value. I think we have our starters at this point at the 9. Yeah, after the 8 pick, considering quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 or 3 receivers, and a tight end. Yeah, we're
with my pick. I'm debating between Chase Edmonds and James Cook. Chase Edmonds is pretty sure it's the starting running back with the Dolphins. Attempting to go James Cook. I'll just lock in Chase Edmonds. He's gonna get. I know there's a lot of. I guess
there's a lot of people in the room.
Yeah, a lot of chefs in the room, but I one of them will go away. I'm not too worried about that. Tua goes, Fields goes, Gesicki, and Cook. I'm back on the board.
And then just so you know, we're gonna go 12 rounds, complete 12 rounds, and then we'll pause and discuss what we're doing, and then we can talk about guys that we like later on.
I'm gonna go.
So, yeah.
Oh, this is so hard to see. I'll go Christian Watson here.
It's getting interesting.
Oh, I'll go Christian Watson here. Let's invest in good offenses, and between him and Allen Lazard, Allen Lazard is not a good receiver. So hopefully Christian Watson shows himself as a good receiver because Aaron Rodgers has paid a lot of money to make a lot of touchdowns, and I'm in. Yeah, I think Christian Watson is good. I love that value. I think he should go in front of Chris Olave. He should go in front of Robert Woods. He should go in front of Hunter Renfrow. Yeah.
So we got, after you went Christian Watson, we got Rashad Penny, Melvin Gordon, James Winston, Christian Kirk, Claypool, and third-round pick Kadarius Toney in our Dynasty League in the 10th round. So yeah, I've gotten 3 backs. I've got 4 receivers, my tight end. So I'm not really a slave. Not that I would be. I'm not really a slave to any position here. I'm just picking highest value. And I like several running backs here. And I see a receiver that I like. I'm gonna go Michael Gallup, number 2 receiver. Obviously, a lot of people are expecting great things from CeeDee Lamb. I'm on that board. I'm on that train, but I think obviously with the vacated targets from Amari Cooper leaving, I think that Michael Gallup still was a phenomenal player before that when he was integrated with Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb was there. So I'm going Michael Gallup here because I like a few running backs. Hopefully they come back to me and the one I want, and it looks like they did. So after me, Michael Gallup went Isaiah Spiller, James Robinson, and then I have my choice of the 2 running backs that I wanted, Ramondre Stevenson and Ronald Jones. I know that Ramondre Stevenson is your boy. He is your pick to break out. Even with the inclusion of Damon Harris, I definitely understand why somebody can think that. Even with Damon Harris healthy there, even with the addition of Pierre Strong, I think Pierre Strong is just going to be what he is, a 3rd round. Bill Belichick is not going to trust Pierre Strong, a rookie running back, to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my boy Ronald Jones.
Oh, all right. The re-signing of Jerick McKinnon doesn't bother you at all?
No, not necessarily. I think that's more of an. I'm not too worried. I mean, obviously, they're not going to commit to one singular running back, but Jerick McKinnon's size, CEH size, Ronald Jones size. Ronald Jones is still the adult in the room in terms of body size. I think Ronald Jones is definitely going to get the goal line work, and I want. We've talked extensively in the past about every running back situation is ultimately turning into a split to some capacity. I'm going to take the big boy, the goal line guy, or the favorite goal line guy of the high-powered offense, and Ronald Jones at the 11th round, right?
Yeah.
So Ronald Jones, Jameson Williams, Cole Kmet, who you like to break out on the Bears, and then Ramondre Stevenson, 2-year breakouts back to back. Hunter
Yeah,
Henry,
Sky and Moore.
Gronkowski, and then Sky Moore. So you have 2 more picks here, and then we'll kind of break and just talk a little bit about our teams, what we like to do in redraft.
This is another tough one, even in the 11th round. And I want to go running back. A lot of running backs are like on the board, not a lot, but is there a receiver? I'm gonna go with my boy Russell Gage, another receiver, wide receiver too for a little bit with Tampa Bay. He should put up great numbers, and who knows? He could just be like the next AB in that offense. And AB was a damn near league winner for a little bit until his stuff started happening. There's tons of potential here. And with the way I see draft picks or in fantasy football at all, take high ceiling, start big swings. It's you just trying to outscore. Like I hate being like your ceiling so capped.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, try to score the most points as possible. It may backfire, but you don't want to pick safe pick after safe pick. With that being said, I'm gonna pick a safe pick. I'm gonna go David Pierce, a running back 1, maybe in the Texans offense.
Yeah.
Maybe RB2. But he tends to looks. At least for this year. I know next year they'll probably replace him with a round 1 or 2 or 3 running back, the Jets did with the Jets did with Michael Carter. You know, like it shows you time after time. If they don't have first round, second round draft capital in you, they don't care. They'll get another guy. But for this year, I'm in. Dameon Pierce.
For sure. This is tough. I'm gonna go.
So we want Jarvis Landry, Alexander Madison after me, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, which I've been high on this year, and this year only Tyler Higbee, Matt Ryan, the quarterback goes, and Naheem Hines is the pick before Donald picks. That's a 12-11.
Yeah, so I went tight end. I went Freiermuth. I'm going to go with my breakout guy, Herb Smith. Talked to you in the past how all the guys that have kind of robbed him away from the volume that he desperately needs to showcase his talents. All the question marks were always about his blocking, not his receiving. I'm going to go Herb Smith and hope that him or Freiermuth break out and become a solid tight end 1 for me in that slot. Herb Smith is my final pick. So let me pause.
I love it.
Let me go back here and pause the draft really quick. All right, cool. So we just completed 12 rounds of redraft, full PPR, mock draft, right? So right now, I just want to take some time to go over our team. You tell me about your team. You tell me how is it aligned with what you like to do typically in the redraft. Is it a little bit different? Some risk you probably took here, or maybe some risk you didn't take. Talk to me about your team, and then I'll kind of break down my team.
Yeah, my team first round, like I said earlier, I'm leaning towards receiver more often than not, and that's what I got. Jamar Chase, great value, and then Stephon Diggs, another great value. So I wasn't nothing I regret there. Third pick, triple dipped in receiver, and that's probably the thing I may be looking back. I probably should have got a running back, but I want T. Higgins. I could have picked a shiny player like Breece Hall or J.K. Dobbins. It's just hard to deny that value there. And then James Conner comes back to me. Love him as a just a workhorse this year, a 3-down back and a great offense. And then Hollywood Brown comes back to me in the 5th round. So I got 4 receivers. We're probably playing 2 receivers in a flex. So I could bounce between T. Higgins and Hollywood with that flex spot. And Kyler Murray right there at the 6'4". I usually, this past couple of years, I'll try to get a tight end within the first 6 rounds, but with Mark Andrews, Kittle, Kelsey, Pitts, Waller, all going before I picked James Conner the fourth. I just had to adjust. You know what? Looking back, no, I can't do that. Yeah. Kittle did go after me with the James Conner pick. But I definitely got to pick running back there. So
Right.
I'm not mad at it. Then Kyler Murray, like I said earlier, I definitely want to get one of those elite running or quarterbacks early in the draft. Later in the year, I just try to go after these elite guys with trade pieces and stuff, and no one really bites. It's hard to trade for a elite quarterback. So I'm trying to do that this year, trying to get elite tight end, elite quarterback, and then I started trying to hammer home my running back, Kareem Hunt, which I love. Finally, I got a tight end, which I still think has great value. And then I kind of wanted to buckle down with the running back and some high end upside pieces with Chase Edmonds as running back, and then great upside, Christian Watson, Russell Gage. And if best case scenario, they pop off the first few weeks and just have great numbers with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, like I'll try to trade for AJ Dillon.
Yep, flip him out, send him out.
I'll flip him for Miles Sanders or someone that could just fill in my running back spot a little bit better than if, say, Kareem Hunt wasn't getting the looks he's getting, or James Conner gets hurt again. And then Dameon Pierce, another running back, then shoot, he could be my RB2 if things go right. So I like my draft, man. No, it's not. It's pretty close to what I would normally do. I adjusted a little bit going through the rounds with tight end and running backs. Stephon Diggs kind of threw me off of RB2, or not RB2, in the round second. I think was going to be there. But it's all about being fluid and adjusting your methods as you go. And just getting great value and trying to piece together a grand slam. No singles, no bunts.
Yep.
Grand slams.
Only a grand slam. Get home runs every time. Yeah, I think the key point is you said Marquise Brown. You might have regretted that, but honestly, there was a huge run after you picked James Conner. A lot of running backs went off the board. David Montgomery went right after that pick. Travis Etienne. And then we'll talk about
if I didn't get Connor, I do like my pick. I would have had to settle for Damian Harris and AJ Dillon. They're just not guaranteed bona fide RB1s. And I don't know if you love my Cardinal stack, but I'm with it, man. I'm sold my soul to Cliff Kingsbury. So
who you hate? Who I hate
in the real world as an NFL fan, but as a fantasy quarterback fan or fantasy football player, man.
For sure.
A little more love to good old Cliff.
So my team here, I think, like you said, your team is pretty much aligned with what you like to do. Receiver, and then kind of look for some upside, find some hidden gems at running back position. I'm kind of quite the opposite. I've always wanted to load up on my backs, get those high-end backs, because backs are a high commodity in redraft leagues. We know that. So obviously C-Mac, easy pick at the 1-2. Aaron Jones, I'm very, very high on Aaron Jones and his receiving work that he should get this year. A lot of folks think he's, quite frankly, the best receiver and best running back on the Packers. Running back, debatable. Receiver, I don't know. They brought in, they still have Alan Lazard. They have, Christian Watson, but I think he's going to get a ton of work. CeeDee Lamb in the third round, I love. The next, Travis Etienne. I'm all aboard the hype train there. I got me some shares in Trevor Lawrence and Dynasty, Travis Etienne, and the end of the fourth. I'll take some shares, take a chance there as my one of my flex positions. And then DJ Moore, my receiver 2. Jalen Hurts, kind of same thing as you. I was hoping that once you picked Kyler Murray, I was hoping that Jalen Hurts would fall to me. If Jalen Hurts didn't fall to me, I probably would have waited a little bit longer on quarterback. But with Jalen Hurts, go there, and then Darnell Mooney as my wide receiver 3, and then Freiermuth and Irv Smith. Freiermuth in the 8th round, Irv Smith 12th round. I figured one of those two would turn up to be, my tight end 1 for the year. And then some number 2 options, right? Number 2 options that should have some upside, and Brandon Ayuk and Michael Gallup. And then the shot in the dark, Ronald Jones, for my fourth running back to see what comes of that as well. So ultimately, this team is a lot aligned with what I like to do. Like I said, I love me some running backs. Load me up. I'll ship one out. I'll even trade for another one if I want to. Mix and match. Bury me, lock me in the running back room, and I'll be fine. But yeah,
those are studs. Your first 6 picks. Our first 6 picks first.
yeah,
Your first 6 versus my first 6.
yeah. That's
solid. It kind of towards the last end of the draft, kind of a little more variety, you know.
Little woo.
But yeah, I mean, that's your starting core right there, pretty much. You got 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and quarterback. But yeah, I would love to add a little bit better tight end, but they went a little early. But if this is PPR, I love my chances, baby. I love my chances. Like I told you, C-Mac, I wouldn't be, call me crazy, but JT, love him. You know I was all about him last year.
Right.
It's just hard to repeat as a running back 1. With as great as years he had, can he top it? You know, he did have a lot of touchdowns. Can he repeat that again? He's gonna have a great year. I just think C-Mac obviously has a bigger ceiling, but there's those injuries that happen, and running backs in the first round, I saw a stat was they have 40% bust rate, as opposed to receivers have a 25%. In the first round, the second round it kind of evens out more. But there's a bigger running back pool this year, which I'm down with. You can spread out a little more to around 3 or 4 or 5. Usually you have to pick. I don't know, who's a receiver or running back you get in the 4th or 5th round previous years, like a Kareem Hunt would probably have to go in the 4th, 5th round, or like a
right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'd say David Montgomery, kind of hovering around the same range. He's hovering around the same range.
I just rather would take a couple receivers early and then get myself with the Montgomery and the Josh Jacobs in the 4th and 5th and 6th rounds, and kind of just nail down a Chase, a Diggs, and a Andrews, or a Waddle, Jefferson. You know. So this is gonna be a fun draft year. It's a little more different than I think than previous years. A little different, bigger running back pool, and a lot of talented receivers, and even the quarterback.
For me, obviously, with me taking running backs early, what I try to do is when I'm looking for value at receiver, I try to get the top option, right? I want a guy that's PPR. I want a guy that's going to get a lot of targets. So CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, all being number 1 options on their respective teams. I need high floors. I need guys that are going to get a ton of targets. Have their bad games or bad weeks are 8 points, 10 points, not 2 points, not 4 points. They're consistently getting 13 to 20 points a week. Those are the guys with still upside to do more, right? So those are the guys that I look for. But great draft. Just honestly, whatever you guys do out there listening and watching in, is pay attention to your league scoring, right? There's all different types of setting. It seems like every year there's different settings, or different scoring formats. You're adding quarterbacks, your tight end premium leagues, your runs per carry, they dock quarterbacks for incompletion. So you want to target quarterbacks that are probably more accurate. So that's the thing that we'll leave you with is stay honest to what you like to do, but don't forget about value, but stay honest to what you like to do. Pay attention to what scoring is in your league. That's probably the number 1 advice I can give you guys. If you're getting yards per carry, points for that favorite running back position, definitely want to go towards that. If you're not, if you're like you mentioned earlier, Albert, if you're going to get 6 points opposed to 4 points of passing touchdown, maybe a guy like Joe Burrow is going to throw a ton of touchdown passes opposed to guys that might run more. might be more valuable. So, other than that, that's all I have for the people. Thank you
Yes,
guys for
sir.
tuning in for another episode of the Joe Sports Podcast. As always, it's your Don here in LA. And we're
I
out,
am.
Albert, in Sacramento, California.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Guess
Peace.
whose birthday's tomorrow, man. So this is my
That's right. That's right. My boy. My boy.
yes, sir. Love me a little pre-birthday pod, and then
I'm going out to the beta to scout you some Trey Lance.
I'm just gonna scout Trey Lance, try to get Debo, trying to sign Debo to a nice contract. See, it could just really lock down the core for this team here.
All right, well, you guys. Thank you guys for listening in. If you're listening on the YouTube, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It helps with push our content out there. It helps with the algorithms. If you're not following us yet on Instagram, please go follow at @AverageJoes_sports. Thank you guys for listening in. It's been a pleasure. Peace.